There's a new team on the rise in the Willamette Valley, and no, it's not the Oregon Ducks. The Willamette Valley Jaguars are your local professional basketball team, competing throughout the Pacific Northwest, representing the Willamette Valley region in the Basketball League, or TBL. The Jaguars are composed of players from across the country who grind every single day to live out their dreams of playing professionally. Every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, we take you behind the scenes on the latest updates on all things Jaguars and get a first-hand account of what it takes to make it in the Basketball League. This is Jaguars Beyond the Baseline. Welcome into Jaguars Beyond the Baseline, everybody. I'm your host, Isaac Doobie, right here on KWVA 88.1 FM and KOCR 91.5. I'm joined today by two players, Ace Stevens and Troy Mix Jr. here inside Allen Hall on the podcast. I really appreciate you guys both being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Sounds like you guys got an off day after 2 games at Corvallis this weekend, but both of you still got in the gym today, got up some shots, probably got a workout in.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Troy wanted to sleep all day.
Oh, yeah. I did. I needed that. Much needed rest.
Man, what a weekend for you guys. And coming into it, it was quite the story, and there was a lot there with Coach Drake stepped off. He stepped aside. You guys had to bring a new coach who came in from Salem, Coach Mary, and she kind of had to step in that head position role. What was that like this week in going from a new coach? I don't know exactly what day Coach Drake decided to make the decision to leave, but what was that like this week?
So well, he made it a point to let us know first before he actually made his decision.
Mm-hmm.
And but it made it very emphasized that he wanted us to just go out there and complete what we started with him. Mm-hmm. And we had kind of got close the week before to beating Salem, but kind of some things kind of threw us off late in the third quarter, so we couldn't really get it done. And so going into practice that next week, he kind of gave us a game plan to attack them with for the upcoming week. But like you said, he stepped down. He let us know, but wanted to keep the focus on beating Salem. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he kind of gave us that game plan before he left. So it was pretty smooth in that aspect. But, just transitioning from a new coach is always going to be, kind of shocking and, weird in the beginning. But I think it's going to be smooth, though, going forward. Yeah.
Ace, anything from you and what your experience was like this week?
It was different. Like Troy was saying, change is always tough to deal with, especially mid-season. But I think we did a good job doing what we needed to do in that game, and honestly, we played together and we stayed together, and that was what made us compete.
Mm-hmm. You know? How was the team feeling about it? Overall, was the team chemistry and the bond that what was the team thinking and just the feeling in the locker room for you guys when coach left and then someone new steps in? How are you guys feeling as a whole?
It was shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Just to cause he told us first, but we wasn't thinking it was gonna happen that fast. So of course, because a lot of us, we kind of stay in the same headquarters, so it's just man, what we gonna do now? And I think that was more of a team bonding moment for us, because we all had to depend on one another to kind of get the job done, and so that boosted us in a way. But I feel like Coach Drake knew that would happen, so
for sure.
That may have been a part of his game plan too.
Uh-huh.
And Jordan, that's the unsung hero. Coach J, she's been around since we've been here, so it's a familiar face, and she kind of know the process and everything that we went through. So she played a big part in that win too. Just keeping everything together from previously and building upon that progress that we made the week before and just transferring it to the next week. So, yeah. And also, I think our new coach, Coach Mary, was pivotal in that as well. Just by giving Jordan that leeway to kind of like, rock out and do her thing in that aspect. Yeah. So that played a big part in it too.
Yeah, because Jordan knows the team a little bit more than Mary does, so kind of like letting her take the lead.
Right.
I'm sure that was pretty. That's the right move there for Mary, who's just coming into like a new situation in order to let Jordan take the lead. It's a class act. Ace, on your end, anything you noticed on team morale and kind of your guys' bond and chemistry that really needed to be strengthened in this tough time?
I feel like in tough times, like you have to stay together and you have to be together, and it almost forced us to. And during the transition, I feel like we definitely got closer because we had to really fight to get that W. Yeah. And kudos to Coach Jordan and Mary for holding it down.
I'm curious what Coach Jordan and Coach Mary, who's now coming in, what are their leadership styles like, or how do they differ from Coach Drake, as far as leadership styles, as far as like their bond with you guys and what they're trying to do schematically? Like, what are some of the differences in this coaching staff that just left and the new one that's coming in?
It's kind of like a night and day.
Okay.
Coach Drake is more like vocal.
Okay.
And you could really just like go up to him and just express how you feeling, and he'll give you like 100% of whatever he thinking at that moment. Like, and it's good because you don't really get that out of a lot of coaches. They kind of like beat around the bush or try to say something to keep you in a positive mind frame when he's like really trying to just let you know the truth so that you can get better and build from it. And then I'll say with Jordan and Coach Mary, they're more like, I'll say nurturers. Like, it's a positive, and then maybe a negative, if it is a negative. So it's night and day, but they're both good ways to coach. As you can see, it resulted in a win that may help different guys in different ways in different moments of the game by just having that. And so, yeah, I say night and day for me.
Yeah, definitely night and day. I feel like Coach Jordan and Mary's approach are like more like positive reinforcement and like just doing what we do well and just keep on doing it. And yeah.
Positive reinforcement, nurturing, whatever it did, it worked because you guys got your first win of the year. Yeah. It feels like a big elephant off your guys' shoulders, like a lot of weight taken off your guys' shoulders. And honestly, this the franchise as a whole, because it was still looking for its first win, didn't get one last year. Now finally gets one about a year and a half into its time as a franchise. Marion told me this. This is verified by Marion that the Jaguars are the only men's professional basketball team to have an all-female coaching staff. And in your first game and having that coaching staff, getting that win is pretty impressive. I think it's cool you mentioned the night and day different coaching styles and how they're much more nurturing, give you a lot more positive reinforcement. But I want to talk about Coach Mary because I think I'm curious. Fans are curious too going forward. What's her leadership style like? Did she inspire you guys at all this week? Like, what was she doing? You know, you said she took a back seat to Jordan to kind of let her lead, but like, what's her personality like? What's Coach Mary's style like?
Real positive. I say a lady of few words. And like I said, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was her game plan to kind of let Jordan come in there and just because she had been around us for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So that says a lot too in itself. And like I said, this week could be more of like a introduction for Coach. Just because she watched us play these last 2 games, and so now she can come in with a fresh week and with her game plan going forward. But for the most part, I say for now, a lady of few words and very positive words at that. So yeah.
Yeah. It's for you.
He got everything. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this win against Salem. So a 1-point win, 93-92 is the final. It was a back and forth first 3 quarters. Going into the fourth quarter was tied. Then you guys came out in the fourth quarter with a 10-2 run. I'm curious, like in that fourth quarter, in that final quarter, what were you guys discussing before that quarter going in on the game planning end, or even within the dynamic between you guys out there on the floor? Like, what was working for you guys at the start of the fourth?
I just say teamwork. We were trusting one another. Defensively, we didn't get really rattled this time when the refs went on their little rampage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they normally do it in the third quarter, but we didn't put the game in the ref hands this time. And we just stayed together as a team and stayed poised. Like I said, that was one of Coach B emphasis from the previous week, not letting the refs dictate the game and just kind of like stand together the whole time. And so I think that that's what pushed us over the edge.
Me personally, I feel like staying together. We emphasize keeping composure and taking hits and also giving hits.
Mm-hmm.
Just like managing possessions better.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we went out there and we did the best we can, and it resulted in a win for sure. But like Troy was also saying, like trust was big. Like everybody was trusting each other, and that definitely helped out.
So this was your guys' 4th matchup of the season against Salem. The Capitals got you the last 3 times, but on the 4th try, you guys were able to pull off a 1-point win. What was the difference in this one versus the other 3?
Like just stand together. And like I don't think a lot of people know that we really just met probably like a few weeks ago. So it's kind of hard to like put everything together and that short amount of time, and then dealing with a lot of the other stuff that we have to go through from day to day is like having to put that aside and then go to the gym every 3 hours once a day. Like it's really like the odds were stacked against us, but like just to finally kind of put that together. And normally we are in a lot of games. Like this is a tough conference to say that we like be there until we're not in the third quarter. That says a lot too. So just really just staying together and learning how each other play and playing off of each other. That probably was it. And I think we'll definitely get a lot more wins going forward just because we're getting more comfortable with everybody's play style on the team. So it was a good way to start that off with Salem too, because they're right down the road.
Ace, any differences for you that you noticed in this one versus the other 3 against Salem?
I feel like we definitely it's been the same game plan, just trying to compete and stay together. But like Troy was saying, we've gotten a lot more time to spend together and like off the court and on the court, but like just knowing each other's games, knowing each other's weaknesses and strengths, and being able to play within that. I feel like we're getting to know each other a lot better, and like the relationships are getting stronger, and you're seeing that on the court.
On that note, you guys I'm curious, like, what do you guys do to make an effort in order to spend time off the court together?
So we really don't have a choice to spend time together.
You guys have like mandatory team bonding.
Yeah, so we pretty much together every day. Well, a couple guys are together almost every day. We go to the gym together. After the gym, we getting extra work together, practice. So it's just like we eating together, everything. So that plays a lot too, because you get more comfortable with people as you see them and be around them every day. So we make it a point to like just hang out and just maybe just watch basketball, all kind of stuff like that. So it's a plus. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Just like Troy said, like watching basketball after playing basketball, like we watch games, NBA, college tournaments going on right now. Like,
yeah,
we're definitely tapped into that. Working out, doing recovery stuff, like all of that stuff, we do that together. And yeah.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that. I didn't know that you guys had a lot of mandatory time, because you guys live in close quarters, yeah. Yeah. So you guys also see each other probably a lot too, and it's good that you guys don't get sick of each other. It sounds like you guys are starting to build some bonds.
Yeah,
nice.
Sure.
You guys were really aggressive defensively against Salem. You got 15 steals, forced 22 turnovers. One of your best defensive performances of the year. You feel like something's starting to click on that end, whether it's like intensity or focus or anything on that end that you guys can speak to?
Yeah. I think B had like 6 steals.
Yeah.
So just like that pressure on the ball, and like I said, people are willing to give up a little bit more of themselves that we getting to know each other. So like you could see a lot of people sacrificing certain parts of their game to be better on something else that we need on the court, and it changes from game to game. It's like different matchups. So you could have one guy in double digits one day, and then the next game he's like not the scorer, but he's affecting the game in a different type of way. And I feel like that's a plus too, because everybody is wanting to chip in to get a win and be a winning environment. So that's a step in the right direction.
I feel like with us, things are really starting to click, just as a group, and the more like cohesive we feel together, the more in unity we can move on defense. So like it feels like we're moving all at one beat, you know. So if I'm at the top and Brandon or Isaac are my wings, it's like I know they're in the gap. I know I can trust them to be there to help me. So it makes my job easier. As for like intensity, like Troy was saying, Brandon had a lot of steals. Jordan had a lot of steals. Like they're just going hard.
That man,
like,
Jordan is a machine. I just want to say that.
Yeah. Jordan fights for pretty much every rebound on every possession. Every game I watch, he's diving on the floor to get loose balls. Brandon Hansen had 6 steals.
Yeah.
Jordan Robinson had 5.
Yeah.
Ace, you had 1 yourself. So there was a few different guys who got into the steal column there. You mentioned how Jordan kind of took the lead this week. I'm sorry, Coach Jordan took the lead this week. There's a few Jordans. There's a few Jordans and there's a few Robinsons. So I have to be really careful about identifying the right people with the right names. So Coach Jordan this week kind of took the lead with Drake stepping out. Coach Mary kind of just stepping in. What was she like this week in leading you guys? in taking the lead and getting you guys prepared for this game. Did she create her own game plan for you guys, or sticking it exactly with what Coach B was trying to instill? Like, what was she like this week?
So I say, like, Jordan is always a part of, like, the input. So whatever Coach B had, Jordan was a part of whatever the game plan was. Like, I say they like Batman and Robin for real. And, like, you'll always see them together, and they'll always be picking each other brains on, like, you think this will work? You think if we did this like this? And Jordan, like I said, she's more of like a nurturer and positive, and you mix that with somebody that's like ultra competitive and want to win all the time, and it's like a perfect combination, because it's like, all right, maybe I could see something that you didn't see, and we could implement it like this. But Jordan, I think Jordan implemented the new defense, our secret weapon, you know, so that's a plus. And she kind of like got it, like our rotations was kind of messed up in the beginning, so she was just trying to find ways on how we could like fix it and put people in a right position to make steals and to come up with big stops. So defensively, that was the game plan, and then, like, I think she kind of felt her way through the game. So, like, she saw what worked and what didn't in the first half and made adjustments when we came back out, and just kind of steered the ship in the right direction. And so, yeah, kudos to Jordan, man. Coach J, good job.
Yeah, no, she did a good job. Like keeping composure and like not really like getting rattled. I know it's hard as a coach to, like, you know, like put the heat of the moment aside. But yeah, no, she did a great job with that, and just like giving us the trust that, like, she feels like we can do whatever, you know. So just
yeah. Moving on from the win on Saturday, you guys lost to Great Falls on Sunday or yesterday. But you guys led most of the first half. Electric kind of turned it on at the end of the second quarter, beginning of the third, but it was a pretty good scoring day for you guys. Had the highest scoring output in franchise history with 125 points. That free throw disparity showed up again, where you guys are only getting 26 attempts at the line. They're getting like 50, 49 to be exact. Is there something like calls weren't going your way, maybe being a bit too aggressive defensively? Like, what was contributing to that, do you think?
So, like I said, I think we was in a good position, a real good position, this past Sunday. But our zone, they got to the line like 5 different times off of just a defensive 3-second call. And with that call, you get a free throw, and then you get the ball, you get the possession back. So I think we were up by like 10 at the time. And just those like 3 or 4 mishaps could kind of change the flow of the game. Yeah. And that's why I say sometimes I think the refs know stuff like that. And we're pretty clear on the rules, like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You got to guard a man in that area. So we do a good job of doing that. But I don't think that this league has seen a lot of zone play. And so they get kind of confused. And so that may be something that we have to check in and tap in on. But besides that, man, I honestly think that loss was a trend in the right direction, because it just showed that we could compete, and that's the number 1 team in the conference. They like 10-0 right now, and they've been blowing everybody out. And I don't think that they went into a half trailing, honestly. So to be like that with a number 1 contender, it says a lot about us.
Ace, for you?
Yeah, no, it's definitely telling. I feel like we we did a good job still. Although we lost, like Troy said, it's a step in the right direction. There's a lot of positives to take from it. Although the free throw discrepancy was kind of wild. It's like we kind of have to find ways to just not let the refs dictate the game and just play through whatever it is that we get. But yeah.
Troy, you said that you guys, in running this zone, you guys have someone in the paint and they're calling you for defensive 3 seconds, yeah?
Yeah.
So you guys are working on having 1 foot, being fundamental and like
Right.
knowing the rules and like 1 foot in the paint, 1 foot out. But you're saying that they're still calling it, that you got 2 foot in there and you're not covering anybody.
As a vet, I took the responsibility to talk to the refs.
Okay.
And instead of the 1 foot out, they're saying it has to be 2 feet out. And then I talked to another ref that same game, and he said that you have to be in a zone of a man.
You have to be defending somebody.
Right. And so from those 2 responses, I just took it upon myself to play the middle of the zone and just straddle the free throw line and make sure the 2 bad guys are low enough to see anything that cuts behind me or something like that. So I think going forward we'll be a little bit better with that. But that definitely played a big part in the loss that we took on Sunday, for sure.
The one thing that's really stands out about that game against the Electric, you guys had 6 different players score 10 or more, really spread the ball around. How'd you guys spread the ball around so well and spread the scoring around so easily?
I say, just like I said earlier, just getting to know everybody and trusting everybody. Because I always like to, like, for everybody on the team, I tell them to shoot it and just be confident when they doing it. Because I know for me, it was like a tough transitioning in from playing overseas to coming to the TBL, just because overseas I kind of had the green light to do whatever I wanted in the flow of the game. And being here, it's like I know this is a platform for my teammates and myself to boost to another level. And so, like, I try to not be so demanding or of the ball and try to, like, get everybody else involved and get their confidence going, because I know everybody on this team definitely could go. And I be telling Ace that all the time, like, man, you just gotta. But it's hard. I get it. It's hard to do it and not, like, feel like, oh, I'm being selfish or. But I pretty much feel like everybody on the team kind of feels the same way. That if we could just, everybody on the team could score, really, like, really, really good. But it's just finding that flow to where we can all, like, you know, put the ball in the hole. And I think that showed that we're making progress because the numbers should be like that every game. And so going forward, that should be a thing. Everybody should be double digits in scoring.
Yeah, I feel like it's honestly telling that how many people did you said
6 different.
6 different.
So
right.
you got let me pull it up real quick. So Jordan Robinson led the day with 30 points. Troy, you had 27. Ryan Boyce had 17. LJ Robinson had 16. Gurley with 11, and Johnson with 11. So, like, to really spread the ball around, getting 6 different players score in double figures.
Yeah, I definitely feel like we were trusting each other for sure. Like, you know, and it also goes to show that our chemistry is also getting better for sure. Like Troy said, like, everybody on our team can go, everybody can score, and it's just like, I was talking to Tavion, and he was telling me, he was like, yo, like, if we all just share the ball, we all just, like, trust each other, like, we will win.
Mhm.
Like we got multiple guys that could put the ball in the basket, and if we do that, like we will win. And we had guys do that, and we won. Like that's literally what it was. So
yeah. Troy, you mentioned talking about the green light and having confidence and shooting the ball. It's a perfect segue into talking about your day on Sunday. You hit 7 threes. That's a Jags franchise record for the most threes, and you were shooting it with a lot of confidence. You put up 16 threes. What got your 3-point game working?
Oh man, honestly, just watching film and then seeing the defense. My boy plays for Great Falls, Tremont, and so like going into the game, he was just like just talking crazy. He was talking a lot of trash, man. That's what he do though. That's my boy. So he kind of like boosted my game to another level. But he was just telling me, man, just to be aggressive, cause he had watched the tape and I guess they did like a scouting report, and he was saying that I was one of the guys that they were trying to key in on. But on the flip side of that, as an old teammate, he was telling me like, bro, you kind of just not doing enough. So I took it upon myself to like, be more aggressive this game, and it worked out very well. But I definitely say I'm a shooter, and I hadn't been shooting the ball as good as I wanted to. So this was a good chance for me to kind of redeem myself. I wanted to get the win, like I said, but it's something that we could move forward and work on.
Your old teammate, did he tell you that days before the game, or did he tell you that like right before the game?
Days before the game.
Okay. So he told you that a couple of days before. Was he guarding you?
Yeah, a little while. But you got to watch him. I tell the refs that all the time, man. Like, he had 6 steals, but he a hack, man. He fouls. But he's so good at it that he does it like...
He doesn't get the call.
Yeah. You can't really see what he's doing. And then when I explain it to him, to the refs, it's just like, yeah, I didn't see that. But he's definitely doing it all the time. So, yeah.
Putting up 16 threes in a game, when you have that much confidence and feeling like you can hit the green light every time, was there like a special feeling before the game? Were shots falling in warm up? Like I know you said like you had that chip on your shoulder with someone talking trash to you days before, but like, was there a feeling coming in like, oh, this is gonna be a day?
Yeah, and like I said, I watched film and from previous games, I noticed that I wasn't like, my shots were always on point. Either it was short or long. So as a shooter, that's like always good feedback. So I figured like if I just shot with a little bit more confidence, and they was giving me a lot of space to shoot, so I kind of felt like, yeah, I could get to it. And like I said, even the ones that I did miss, a couple of them went in and out. A couple of them was a little short on the rim. So I definitely felt like I could have had more than I did. But nah, just going forward, man, like I want that for my teammates as well too. Like, just take what the defense is giving you, and you don't really have to force it, because I didn't feel like a lot of my shots were forced. It was just in rhythm. And my teammates gave me that confidence as well to keep shooting. Because it was a couple times where I was a little short, and then they came right back to me with another one and was like, man, shoot it. When we throw it to you, just shoot it. We want you to shoot. So I say my teammates played a big deal in that too as well. So
have you ever had a shooting game like that where you put up that many threes and those many go down?
Yeah, well, yeah. So I say like this one was kind of like mid for me, because I'm normally like putting up a lot of threes, but yeah, I could recall a couple of times where I had like, I think I broke a record, and I forget where I was. I had like 12 threes in a game.
Okay.
And then I know in high school I had 12.
Is this top 3?
This
shooting games for you?
Yeah, it's top 3 for sure.
All right. Top 2?
Top 3.
Top 3. All right. Ace, was he demanding the ball in game and in the locker room, or was he just doing his thing and you guys were giving it to him and he was putting it up?
Nah, he was letting it flow, honestly. Gotcha. But like when one of our teammates start going, like, it's like force feed, go ahead, like get you as much as you can, like, smart. We had that trust in him, and he did what he needed to do.
Ace, I want to shift to you. Tell us a little bit about your story and how you found the Jaguars and how you came here and are playing on this team now.
Well, I'm from Toronto, Canada. I learned about the TBL like a couple years ago, but wasn't ready to dabble in that. But I finished my college career and I wanted to go pro, so I kind of mass messaged a whole bunch of TBL teams on the West Coast because I kind of wanted to get on just total other side of where I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
I wanted to see new stuff and just yeah. So I hit up I think Vancouver Volcanoes coach, and he told me to come out for a tryout. Came out for a tryout, and Coach B was actually there looking to get some guys. They allowed him to be there to get some guys. He seen me, he liked me, and he told me to come out and for the training camp, and I ended up going out and I liked it. I liked the potential teammates, everybody that was there, and I just kind of just made it official and came over here. And
so you were up in Canada before joining the TBL, or where?
Yeah.
Where were you?
Toronto.
So Toronto.
Yeah.
What were you doing before playing basketball professionally?
I was playing basketball for my university, Ryerson.
Gotcha. Yeah. Remind me the name of the school?
Ryerson, formerly Ryerson University, but it's Toronto Metropolitan University now. Yeah.
What's their mascot?
The Falcon.
What division they play in?
We don't really, it's called U Sports.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
U Sports.
So came over to tried out for the Volcanoes. Ended up here with Willamette Valley. Are you from Toronto originally?
Yeah.
So
born
you
and raised.
went to school there, born and raised
Yeah.
there. What's the culture like, and any culture shock, like living there like pretty much your entire life now being here?
Yeah, it's actually a lot different. Like there's a whole bunch of different ethnicities over there. It's like a melting pot. So it's like you got people from everywhere. So like, and the food reflects that. So like I love eating over there. So yeah,
we don't get a lot of that in Oregon.
Yeah, no, I realize. But yeah, coming over here is just I like it. It's like give me small town vibes. I rock with it. Yeah, for sure.
What's a part of your game you take the most pride in?
I want to win. But I feel like I shoot the ball really well, and I can provide a lot of intensity on defense, and just like being like a non-vocal leader. Just like trying to
lead by example.
Yeah, lead by example, and like just like getting my teammates, involved for sure. In terms of like distributing.
Who are some of your biggest role models and inspirations as basketball players?
As basketball player, well, like I grew up watching Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah,
like I was big on Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah,
so
that's the man.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Kevin Durant. Yeah, for sure. It's like mid-range assassins, guys that can shoot the ball and like just dogs.
Yeah.
Real competitors.
Yeah, both those guys do a lot well and have been great for quite a while. Or for Melo was great for a while, but I want to move on, talking and looking forward for you guys as a team, and going into this upcoming schedule. These next two home games originally were going to be at MacArthur Court, but now they're moving to Crescent Valley. The first one on Saturday is against the Wenatchee Bighorns. The one on Sunday against the Seattle Superhawks. I'm curious for you guys, what do you guys think the next steps and the next area for growth for this team is in the games this weekend and beyond?
I say just learning how to win.
Okay.
Closing games out strong. I think we starting to get off at a fire start. We're not starting off slow like we used to, and just kind of carrying that intensity all the way through, and also like just the next level of trusting teammates to do what they're capable of doing and even more. I think that'll catapult us to some good wins. And like I said, man, just playing and being close with Great Falls like that gave me the ultimate confidence that we can go out and win. Because like I said, they kind of ran through everybody, even us the first time they played us. It was out of hand in like the second quarter. So just, going in with a lead on them for most of the first half and keeping it close in the third until the referee said otherwise. Just gave me like ultimate confidence for this weekend, and I'm kind of looking forward to it because I haven't had a good game against Wenatchee, my former team. And so I'm looking forward to that one. And then I know we haven't played Seattle yet this year, and they have a pretty good team. So just rising to the competition. And these next two games, they're like the top two teams, 2 and 3. So this will be like a good measuring stick for us as well. So I'm looking forward to that.
I feel like this past weekend definitely gave us the confidence to get it done this weekend. It showed us that we can compete with anybody for real, and we can take like a lot of positives from those games and just like eliminate the bad habits that we do have. And I feel like we're definitely capable of winning a lot of our games that we have coming up. So if in terms of like trust, I keep talking about trust because trust is big, and communication. I feel like the way we communicate with each other is a lot better, and therefore it's showing us that like we can definitely get it done for sure.
Troy, you mentioned trying to figure out and learn ways to win. You guys are going to be doing it against some pretty tough competition in Seattle on Sunday, who is the second best team in the conference, and then Wenatchee, who's right behind them, just one game behind them, in third on Saturday. What have anything you guys have keyed in on in looking at them? I know you guys haven't had like a game plan in place yet because you guys haven't had practice. You guys haven't really talked to coaches yet. You guys just are coming off of an off day. But anything that stands out to you for Seattle or Wenatchee so far this season for both those teams?
I had a chance to see Seattle play. Like I said, we hadn't played them, but I went to one of their games this season against Salem. And I think whatever we do, they have to adjust to us because, like I said, we're pretty unorthodox. So, and I think that catch a lot of teams off guard as well because we don't have a big 7-footer or those type of players on our team like other teams may have. But I think that works to our strong suit as well because we always have a mismatch. And sometimes you're not going to be able to play those 7-footers against us, or I'll have one of those nights, or Jordan will have another night like he normally has. It's just always off balance. And I think we defend well enough to kind of stop them on defense, but on offense is always a mismatch. So I'm pretty excited to see what the game plan is for this week. But like I said, I think most teams have to adjust to us. It's just a matter of us putting it together and getting a win.
Is for you in Seattle and Wenatchee? You know anything about them, or have you previewed them at all?
Not much Seattle, but Wenatchee is like they're very athletic. We're athletic. We kind of like it's like combust.
Okay.
But I feel like what Troy said, other teams are gonna have to adjust for us.
Okay.
And I feel like we have a newfound like life. And we definitely are fiery, and yeah, I'm confident that we'll be able to come out on top.
Yeah, you guys don't have that traditional big, but it's interesting you talk about that, Troy, because I was thinking about that today, and that like teams have to match up against you guys because your guys is the Jaguars big is Jordan Robinson, who's going to be fighting for every rebound. I think he kind of makes up for his size with a lot of fight. And you guys have, even if you don't have the mismatch on size, you guys have the mismatch on the speed. You guys have a lot of athleticism when you have Jordan and Ryan on the floor, you, Troy, the LJ now getting involved. There's a lot of pieces that, Wenatchee and Seattle are going to have to kind of defend against. And I don't think Wenatchee saw LJ because LJ's only played for 2 weekends. So, this is just his second weekend playing. So they're going to get a piece of LJ Robinson and a new Robinson duo. Anything that you think that you guys need to stop on their end in either Wenatchee or Seattle?
I know for like Wenatchee is just stopping a transition.
Okay.
They're a real scrappy team.
Okay.
But like I said, they weren't close to Great Falls besides that one game. I think that was like they played a doubleheader and it was the second game. And like I said, Seattle is more so of size difference. I don't see a skill difference at all.
Okay.
So just coming out and defending well, staying out of foul trouble, and I think it'll be another great weekend. Yep.
What do you do strategically to combat that size matchup, size mismatch?
Like I said, Jordan come up with that defensive game plan. So just following her lead with that, and then executing it at practice, being intense, being purposeful with what we're doing, and just letting that transpire to the game.
Ace, anything for you?
I feel like with Wenatchee, we definitely have to keep our composure because they can go on a run really quick, and we just need to be able to chill, keep it poised.
Yeah. Settle in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing I want to mention, the Willamette Valley Jaguars are doing a fundraiser for the Albany Public Schools going on their Instagram. If you listeners, viewers right now want to go check that out, go to WV Jags on Instagram. Go to their story. It's all over. I think they put out a post about it recently. Go support that. Guys, I really appreciate your time in doing this and coming down to Eugene to do this. If fans want to follow you guys and hear about your story a little more or see you guys on socials, where do they go?
For me is at _TRAWW5, so _TRAW5 with 2 W's. And I just wanted to say thank you for having us on your platform as well, too, man. Absolutely. I appreciate it.
For me, it's a.ce1k on Instagram. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Appreciate both of you. This has been Jaguars Beyond the Baseline. I'm Isaac Doobie, joined by Troy Mix Jr. and Ace Stevens.
Yes,
it's been a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys. Good luck this weekend. Going to be at Crescent Valley High School against Wenatchee and the Bighorns on Saturday. And then the Seattle Superhawks on Sunday. And the game on Saturday will be at 5:30. Both games will be at 5:30 this weekend. So Crescent Valley High School, go check out the Jaguars. I'm Isaac Doobie here on Jaguars Beyond the Baseline, signing off here on KWVA 88.1 FM and KOCR 91.5. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of Jaguars Beyond the Baseline. If you want to find out more about the Jaguars, you can go to their website at wvjags.com or follow them on Instagram at wvjags. Come hang out next Tuesday at 6 o'clock for another episode of Jags Beyond the Baseline. I'm Isaac Doobie signing off on KWVA 88.1 FM and KOCR Oak Ridge 91.5.